you observe that it is 1 minus 1, so 0, then 3 goes to minus 1. So, it is 1 minus 1 sorry 1 minus n minus 1, so 3 minus 1, it is 2, but I want 1 and with minus sign, this value is 2. So, I am dividing it by 2. So, I will get 1, but I want minus sign. Okay. Here I can do the same thing, 1 minus 1 by 2 with minus sign. Then about this number, 5 minus 1 4, 4 divided by 2 and giving minus sign. So, 4 by 2 is 2 and minus 2. So, I am getting the idea that one should take the formula as this, if n is odd number, if n is odd number. So, this is our formula of the function f from n to z, f n is equal to n by 2 if n is even, and minus of n minus 1 by 2 if n is odd. Okay. So, now it remains to show that this correspondence is 1 to 1 correspondence. So, I will prove that this function f is 1 1 as well as onto. Let us see how it becomes 1 1. You know the definition of 1 1 function. There are two ways you can prove 1 1 as, either this condition f n 1 is equal to f n 2 implies n 1 is equal to n 2, or equivalently taking the contrapositive n 1 not equal to n 2 implies f n 1 is not equal to f n 2. Okay. So, I will prove with this first statement f n 1 is equal to f n 2. So, let us consider this way, let n 1 and n 2 belongs to the domain n, this is our domain, and suppose value of the function at n 1 and n 2 are equal, f n 1 is equal to f n 2. Now, if these two values are equal, then about the type of the value, I cannot have the left hand side value of this type. See, f n is equal to this now. So, I cannot have f n 1 is equal to this and f n 2 is equal to this, because this number is positive and this number is negative. So, it is not possible that one is of this type and other is of this type. In other words, there are two possibilities. Okay. Suppose f n 1 is positive, let us write this way mathematically, f n 1 is positive. If f n 1 is positive, then f n 2 is also positive, because both are equal, that is given. Okay. And since they are positive, we must have from the condition f n 1 is equal to f n 2, because both are positive, this is the positive value. So, the value of the function is n 1 by 2 and here it is n 2 by 2, and simplifying this you will get n 1 is equal to n 2. So, in this case the condition is proved, the function is 1 1. Now, for the second part, case 2, what is case 2? F n 1 is not positive. If f n 1 is not positive, then it will be non-negative, sorry, non-positive, that is f n 1 is less than or equal to 0. If f n 1 is less than or equal to 0, then f n 2, because it is equal to f n 1, is also less than or equal to 0, means both the numbers are either 0 or negative, and that is given by the second formula. So, both the values are of the type minus of n minus 1 by 2. So, from this condition f n 1 is equal to f n 2, we get minus of n 1 minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus of n 2 minus 1 by 2, which implies n 1 minus 1 is equal to n 2 minus 1, cancelling minus 1 by 2, and this gives us n 1 is equal to n 2. Okay. So, again also we have proved here f n 1 is equal to f n 2 implies n 1 is equal to n 2, hence the function f is 1 1 function. Now, the second part, to prove f is onto, to prove function is onto, we know the definition of onto function, a function f from a to b is onto if for every y belongs to b there exists some x in a such that f x is equal to y. So, this is our aim. What is our function? Our function is from n to z given by f n is equal to n by 2 if n is even, and minus of n minus 1 by 2 if n is odd, if n is odd. Okay. Now, I am taking any element from the codomain, say y or p, let p belongs to z be given. For this p, I will find some n belongs to n, so that f n is equal to p. So, this condition is satisfied and hence it will be onto function. Now, what is p? P is an element in Z. So, there are three possibilities, either it is 0 or positive integer or negative integer. So, let us consider three cases. Suppose p is equal to 0. If p is equal to 0, then how will you get the value of the function 0? At which point you will get the value of the function 0? You see the formula, this is the formula of the function. Here it is n by 2 and here minus of n minus 1 by 2. It is easy to see at n equal to 1, for n is equal to 1, f1, 1 is odd. So, 1 minus 1, 0 by 2. So, at n is equal to 1, we have f1 is equal to 0, that is we have f1 is equal to p. So, thus it is proved in this case, okay, for p equal to 0, there is 1 belongs to n, such that f1 is equal to p. Now, let us take p greater than 0. Suppose p is positive, means p is a positive integer. In this case, I am taking n, I am defining a new number, n is equal to 2p. If p is a positive integer, 2p is also positive integer, and not only that, it is even, it is an even number, because p is integer and 2 into p is even number. Therefore, for this n, I have to use the first formula, n by 2. So, fn is equal to 2p by 2, and therefore, it is p again. So, in this case also, whenever p is positive, I have some n which is 2p belongs to capital N, such that fn is equal to p. Third case, suppose p is negative, suppose p is less than 0, means p is a negative integer. If p is negative integer, then minus p is positive integer. Okay. Not only that, using this positive integer, I am defining a new number n which is equal to say minus 2p plus 1. I am defining this way, minus 2p plus 1. P is integer, minus p is positive integer. So, minus 2 into p is an even integer. This is even plus 1. So, this is odd number. So, n is an odd natural number. Okay. So, for this odd natural number, I have to use this formula to find the value of the function. So, what is fn? Fn means f of minus 2p plus 1. This is equal to minus of minus 2p plus 1 by 2. Minus 2p plus 1 and minus 1. This minus 1 is there. So, putting the value of n here, minus 2p plus 1, 1 gets cancelled and you will get plus p finally. 2 gets cancelled and then minus plus p. So, for every p less than 0, I have obtained n is equal to minus 2p plus 1, such that fn is equal to p. Therefore, in every case, we have proved this condition, okay, for every y belongs to b, there exists some x belongs to a, such that fx equal to y. Hence, this function is also onto. Therefore, the conclusion is this function gives us 1-1 correspondence between n and z. That means, n is equivalent to z, and therefore, by our definition, z is countable set. Z is countable set. So, this is first interesting example of countable set, which comes in a natural way, and one can define the function himself just by looking at the correspondence. Let us see the next example on the screen. It is very simple just for you. Okay, A is equal to 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3, 3 upon 4 and so on. 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3, 3 upon 4, 4 upon 5 and so on. Now, it is some arbitrary, some set, some unknown set, A is equal to this. Using this, you observe the pattern 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3. So, one more in the denominator than numerator. So, we can define, if I want a correspondence, or if I want to count, I can say this is first element, this is second element, this is third element and so on. So, what can I say about nth element? If you have nth element, what is the if you have n here, what is the corresponding element here? N upon n plus 1. Okay. So, this gives us the idea, okay, you can define a function f from n to a as fn is equal to n upon n plus 1, and it is a simple exercise for you that you can prove that this correspondence or this function is 1-1 and onto, and since it is 1 1 and on 2, we can say n is equivalent to, and therefore A is countable. So, this is another example of countable set. A is countable set. Let us see the next one on the screen. 5, 8, 11, 14, that I leave it to you, because you can see easily that the third example on the screen is an arithmetic sequence whose first term is 5 and the difference is 3. Okay. So, you can define a function f from n to b, because you know every sequence is a function from n to the given set. So, 5, 8, 11 and so on gives us this function. The difference is what? 3 now. Okay. So, 3n and the first number I want is 5. So, 3n plus 2, this is the required formula. So, all of you can try at home that the function for the third example is from n to b, f n is equal to 3n plus 2. Again you can see on the screen the example. 5, first by putting n equal to 1 you will get this thing. Okay, fine. So, this will give you it is countable. Okay. Now, the next example, n cross n is equivalent to n, that is interesting, and n cross n is countable. So, let us prove this in detail. Our aim is to show n cross n is equivalent to n, and hence because of this equivalence n cross n is countable, n cross n is countable. Okay. You can have so many examples of countable sets, but I am taking some 2 or 3 nice interesting examples. So, you can have idea how one can prove different types of problems. Okay. Now, for this I will define a function from n to n in this manner. First I will define the function and then you will understand yes, how one can write every natural number. Every natural number you can write as a product of two numbers. One is some power of 2, another is odd number. Means every natural number you can write as 2 raised to something into something, and this something is odd number. For example, if I write 15 or say 36, then 36 you can write as what? 2 raised to 2, that is 4 into 9. 4 9s are 36, correct. So, every natural number you can express as 2 to the some power and into some odd number. If this number itself is odd, for example, if I take n is equal to 15, then 15 you can write as 2 raised to 0 into 15, finish. Okay. So, every number you can express in this way, and using this idea we are defining a function, because we get two numbers from this representation. Function is 1 1 and on 2. Define a function from n cross n to n as f of m comma n is equal to 2 raised to m minus 1 into 2n minus 1. This is my definition of the function, which I will prove that it is 1 1 as well as on 2, and hence these two are equivalent. Okay. You see f of 1 comma 2, what is the value? 2 raised to 1 minus 1 into 2 into 2 minus 1. So, 2 raised to 0 is 1 and 4 minus 1 is 3. So, 3 you can write like this, that 36 you will get this way. What was that? 2 raised to 2 na. So, 3 comma 9 you will get as 4. Okay. 3 into 4, no, 5. Let us take m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 5. What is the f of 3 comma 5? 2 raised to 3 minus 1 into 2 into 5 minus 1. So, 2 square, that is 4, and 5 2s are 10 minus 1. So, 9. So, we are getting 36. I told you na, there 36 we express as 2 raised to something into odd number. So, this was 2 raised to something and this was that odd number. Okay. So, this way the function is defined here. Now, our job remains is to show that this function is 1 1 as well as on 2. So, it is a simple exercise, but as it is a Cartesian product I will prove why it is 1 1. F is 1 1. See, f of m comma n, this is one value, f of p comma q, another value. This implies 2 raised to m minus 1 into 2n minus 1 is equal to 2 raised to p minus 1 into 2q minus 1. Okay. So, this implies, now you can see on both the sides of this equality, this is even number, this is odd number, here also this is even and this is odd, and even cannot be equal to odd. So, only possibility is 2 raised to m minus 1 is equal to 2 raised to p minus 1 and 2n minus 1 is equal to 2q minus 1. This implies if the two bases are equal, because that one-oneness of this exponent function other than the base 1, I can write m minus 1 is equal to p minus 1 and this will give you n is equal to q. So, m is equal to p and n is equal to q. This gives you that order pair m comma n is same as p comma q. From where I have started this, f of m comma n is equal to f of p comma q, and I have proved that m comma n is equal to p comma q. So, this function is 1 1. Similarly, it is easy for you because of the time limit, I cannot prove that this function is onto. So, you try at home that this function is also onto, and hence this n cross n is equivalent to n. Therefore, n cross n is countable. Okay. So, today we have defined different types of sets, and the main thing was a countable set and some examples. In the next lecture, we will see about what are the different uncountable sets. We will prove that 0 1 is uncountable and R is uncountable. There are many uncountable sets, an interesting one, and because of the time limit, I cannot cover the whole topic here. So, we will meet next time and continue with the same topic about uncountable set also. So, thank you so much for listening the lecture. Thank you.